Hi there. Welcome to Byju's exam prep channel dedicated to your success as a B School aspirant. My name is Vikrant and I'm your coach for all things related to English and communication. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to press the subscribe button and do press that bell icon as well when you are at it so that you do not miss out on any new video that we upload or any live class that we have together. So in this session, you and I will sit down together and talk about the best ways of tackling the language comprehension section of the CMAT exam. So before that, let us see what this exam really have. So this exam is a 180-minute exam which gives you 100 questions, and here is that marking scheme of +4 and -1. Now during these 180 minutes, you are supposed to go through 5 sections. So you of course have Quant and DI, you have logical reasoning, you have general awareness, you have innovation and entrepreneurship. Now this was a section that was added to the exam in 2021, but it was optional back then. In 22, they made it mandatory, right? And then of course, eventually you also have your language comprehension section. So if we dive deeper into these sections, you'd realize that there is no sectional time limit, which means that you can spend your time in any which way that you fancy. There is no sectional cutoff. And if I look at the paper pattern with respect to language comprehension, it'll give you that additional clarity of fine-tuning your preparation and approaching the exam. So I'm starting with CMAT that was conducted in 2018. And when I say paper pattern, right now I am going to focus on language comprehension because that's what you are here for. So we had 25 questions given to this section in all. Out of these 25, RC contributed 19 questions, and all they were spread over 4 passages. All of these were easy, and when I say easy, I'm saying that out of these 19, almost I'd say 14 were actually direct fact-based questions, and then out of remaining 5, 2, 3 were essentially main idea questions, and then a couple of comprehension-based questions as well. But the remaining 6 questions came from vocabulary, where they asked us synonyms, antonyms, fill in the blanks. They surprisingly also had this one question on fact, inference, and judgment. So that's what was there in 18. Here is the pattern for 2019. Still 25 questions, still 4 passages with 18 questions, more or less easy. Then vocabulary based questions had an addition. They also tested our understanding of idioms, and the rest of the questions came from grammar, where the primary focus was on error identification. So that was CMAT 2019. Then came in CMAT 2020. 25 questions, but just one RC passage. So you notice so far we got 4 passages. So this time around they had only 1 passage, but the questions were difficult. So almost all, there was this one direct question, all the other questions were inferential questions, and they were definitely challenging to solve. The rest of the section was basically based on a lot of vocabulary based questions and some grammar based questions. So that's the composition in 2020. Now, if I look at the immediate past, okay, so let's have a look at 21. What did we have? Again, 25 questions, but from 1 passage we moved back to 4 passages, and the difficulty level again went down, and these were easy. Then in vocabulary, synonyms, antonyms, fill in the blanks, and in grammar, there was some error identification questions, and then there was this one question where they asked us to change the voice of a sentence. So you needed to be aware of that too. And then if I look at CMAT 22, now this is when the total number of questions went down and we had just 20 questions. Once again, 4 passages to 1 passage. That passage happened to have 4 questions. All of them were easy. The last year in 21 we had 14 RC questions. But we had a lot of vocabulary last year. See that? Synonyms, antonyms, fill in the blank, one word substitution, spelling based questions, verbal analogy, phrasal verb, and then we also happen to have some grammar-based questions, which were primarily based on your ability to choose or identify grammatical errors. And then there was a question on changing the narration. It tested your understanding of something called direct and indirect speech. So if you combine it, and if you, I can go a little further back in time as well, I'd say that language comprehension section in CMAT has vocabulary based questions, grammar based questions, reading comprehension, and then yes, we've also occasionally had parajumbles. So when you go through CMAT 23, you are likely to find that the different questions belong to these areas that are there on the screen. And I've written them in the order in which I want you to attempt these. You know, when we go through an exam, we are supposed to start with easy questions and then move towards tougher questions, right? So here, instead of looking at just easy and difficult, I'd say why not start with questions that are the least time consuming and then gradually move towards questions that are more and more time consuming. So start with vocab based questions. You typically take 20 to 30 seconds. Then grammar based questions, you'd probably be able to do them definitely in under a minute. Then you can go to either reading comprehension or parajumbles. I generally prefer reading comprehension. You may prefer parajumbles. And then finally, to the last thing that you have left out with, though there is no guarantee that you'd have parajumbles, okay? So that is another reason why I've kept it at position number 4. So go through this sequence, go attempt the section in this order, and you'd be able to maximize your score. Now, if I look at these different question types individually, what is it that I want you to do for vocabulary? Very simple. Keep working on acquiring new words even to the last day. Okay, and then use the elimination approach. We at times, you may not know the meanings of all the words involved, but even if you know the meanings of 2 to 3 words, you can select or reject some options. And frankly, CMAT is an exam where even if you have eliminated 2 options out of 4, I think you should take a guess, right? Then do revise. Don't forget to revise verbal analogies. Okay. Then grammar. Practice mixed bag tests. I'm sure by now you have gone through grammar basics. So keep on writing a lot of mixed bag tests. Specifically revise active, passive voice and direct, indirect speech. Additionally, also focus on pronouns, tenses and prepositions. Okay, there are another area. These are other areas that do get asked frequently. Then reading comprehension. Read the passage first. Okay. The questions are mostly fact-based or main idea-based. So this is the best way of approaching it. So read the passage first and get the overview. And then for all the fact-based questions, use scanning. Go to the right area, scan the passage, look for the answer, choose it, and then move on. And then you do get quite a few main idea-based questions. Make sure that you revise them. And occasionally, not very common, but you can get inference based questions too. So if your accuracy rate is low there, make sure that you do practice those question varieties as well in order to be in a very nice, very amazing situation. So that's about RC. And I hope that this session helped you, benefited you, and you'd be able to now fine tune your strategy and use something which is more effective, right? So that's it from me today. Make sure that you do subscribe to this channel. If you like this video, press that like button as well. And we are wherever you are, right? YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Telegram. Make sure that you subscribe or join us here. And if you have any questions, we'd be more than happy to help you at any of these platforms. So all the best for your upcoming CMAT exam. Until we meet next, stay safe, stay focused, stay in touch. Take care and have a great time ahead.